And now we've got goats trapped in the back. Man, this is a whole thing. I just can't believe that this happened. Like, what are the odds? At least we solved that problem and we weren't like always wondering why she wouldn't get bred, so.
We were young and we were free and running, never bothered about what could be coming. Every day we danced and life was smiling. We were young and drunk in love.
We've got a problem this morning, guys. We had irrigation on the coldest night, and now we've got goats trapped in the back. Kevin put the dogs in the nursery and they're freaking out because he didn't want them to get all wet and then be freezing. And now I've got to figure out how to get all these goats over without stepping in this ice water. They are all over there. So last night Kevin did the irrigation and he was like, don't worry, they're gonna come over the ground. The water's gonna sink in before the morning. It did not sink in. He left for work this morning and now I've got to figure out how to get all of them over. Quiet! First step, let these dogs out. Well, he put you in here so you wouldn't freeze and get in the water. Okay, come on. They do not like to be locked up, these doggies. Hold on. Oh my. Just a second, get down. Hey, get down. Oh, there's your bone, go. They're gonna get all wet. So we start with irrigation like, oh, here they come, good girls. Willow and River. Yeah, just go along that path, keep coming. Come on, Luna. Yeah, you guys can do it, come on, it's just a little bit of water. So goats hate water, but if they go along that path, they only get their feet a little bit wet. Good job. That's just what I like to see. You know what, I bet if I put more hay out, they'll do it. Look at all this hay. Good job. You're all fluffy. We survived. They all did pretty well, actually. Half of them jumped right over and the other half had to be dragged, but we made it. We survived this morning's crisis. Look at all those butts. Look at how cute those goats are. The gold star today goes to Willow and Luna. We should get them a tree. And who else came? Who else was brave? Violet was brave, Duchess was brave, and River. Good job, girls. So in Arizona, we get what's called flood irrigation. Not every home gets it, so that's why we had to mow down the pasture really good before the first irrigation of the year starts. Now in the beginning, in the cold season, we just get it once a month, but then as we get towards the summer, then we start every 2 weeks. And this works better because we live in such an arid climate. If we use sprinklers, it would be all lost to the air, or a lot of it would be. So flooding the ground with water is the way that we keep our pastures healthy. That's the way that we water our trees and everything. And it comes straight from a local lake here. So it's untreated and it's a little bit gross, but it's good for all of the plant life here. It would be cool if we had like a bridge for a walkway, because they do always get stuck on the hill over there. So it'd be cool if there was like a walkway around here. That would be pretty easy. Just a way for them to get back over. Chickens don't mind it. Oh, he's on the little island there. That's the one little patchy area we didn't mow, because that's where the trailer was.
Make our long trek to the breeding ground.
We gotta trek around the pond. I know, this is new and scary. Let's go. Follow your sister. Or, not sister, but best friend. Oh, well, we're gonna go this way. Actually, no, we're not going across the deck. We're going this way. Let's go.
Through the land of gumdrops.
Through the land of gumdrops. Past the pizza oven. Oh, up on the pond hill. Oh, down the slide.
Oh, down the slide.
No, no, no.
Looks pretty good through the water.
They weren't all wet before, now they are.
Oh my gosh.
They don't care that it's cold. It's not that cold now, it was just cold this morning.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a bit of a change of plans and a surprise that happened. Man, this is a whole thing. So as I've been watching these two goats, these two sold goats that have now returned home to get bred, I noticed that the bigger one, Lavender, she was quite big for her age and the fact that she's a doe. And she also still had really tiny teats. Now I knew she had tinier teats when she was born, and the owner knew that too. We thought, oh well, she has the tinier teats, but they were okay with that. Except now as a 2-year-old, her teats should be much bigger, and they are itty itty bitty. So I had the idea that Lavender might be a free martin. This one right here, Lavender. So a free martin is when a female shares the same placental attachment with a male in utero. So when the embryos attach to the side of the uterus, they just attach too close together. And so this results in the male and female sharing blood and hormones, and those male hormones actually cause the female to have an underdeveloped reproductive system, and essentially she is sterile. She'll never go into heat and she won't get pregnant. It's actually pretty rare though in goats. This happens a lot more in cows than in goats, but it still could be a possibility. Now, when I initially thought that Lavender could be a free martin, I thought, did she share a sac with a male? Like, did she share one? So I went back in the footage, guys, and when Tilly had her triplets, okay, so when the very last kidding that Tilly ever had, first little Newt was born, remember? He was tiny. Okay, and that was really strange. Sometimes they do get a bad placental attachment though. Sometimes there are runts. And then the next one was Lavender. We saw the sack right there.
Oh my god.
Oh, look how big compared to the other one.
Oh my god.
And then after that, Honey was born. So there was a male in the litter. So I took some blood from Lavender and I sent it to a lab, and we just got the results back that she is a free martin, which means Lavender is infertile and can never be bred. She has an underdeveloped reproductive system. They're all running around me right now. I know, you're just gonna hang out here, okay? You're not getting bred, you're just gonna hang out because you guys are really bonded, so I didn't want to separate you. So he's gonna be more interested in her, okay? Don't worry about it. What can happen is they can have a placental attachment that is too close, and they can share nutrients and blood, and that is why Newt was small, because all of the nutrients and some of the male hormones and his blood went to Lavender instead of going to Newt, and that is why Lavender was so big, Newt was so small, and unfortunately that is why she is now officially an infertile female who can never have kids and will never be bred. And that's why she hasn't gone into heat, and that's why they haven't been able to breed her. So when I found this out, I contacted the owners, and it was really disappointing, but it's just what happened. So we're gonna obviously make it right with them and everything, because as a breeder, you know, if you're selling a goat and it happens to have some kind of deformity or problem later, you should definitely refund them. Them's the rules, okay guys? You gotta be a nice breeder and you gotta do stuff like that. So we're gonna work stuff out with them and make sure that everybody's happy in the end. But Rosie is fine. Rosie went into heat just like clockwork, like she was supposed to. Except the more I looked at Rosie, the more I realized Rosie really needs two things. She needs a little bit sharper withers and tighter shoulders, and she could use a little more width in the back end. And that's what Mr. Pokey has. So I decided to change plans and put Rosie with Pokey instead, which he's very happy about. Now I know Lancelot hasn't got to breed anybody this year, but that's not really a reason we choose a buck because he didn't get a chance yet. I mean, I was thinking at first it would be a good option, but the more I looked at Rosie, the more I really advise the owners that I think that Pokey is a much better match with her. I just think they're gonna get a little bit better outcome. So we have Rosie here, who is getting, this is all of this down fluff that she has, so she's kind of growing that out. She's really a true red gold like her damn Reba. But Rosie has now been bred with Pokey. She's been given a copper bolus because she has kind of a tricky tail though. While it looks like it's fishtailing or splitting in the middle, she really just has a big old white spot in the middle of her tail, which can be deceiving. But I went ahead and copper bolused her anyway. And Lavender, she's just special. She's just a special girl. And Pokey is really happy. And Lancelot is not. He can smell what's going on over here. But he can't see it, so maybe that helps, huh, Pokey? He doesn't care, he's just happy he has a girl. I keep looking back at old footage, wondering why I didn't catch this, because I've always heard about this and known that this is a potential complication. But since it's so rare, and since we've had runts before, and since Tilly tends to have tiny teat kids, I really didn't think much about it. I thought, oh, Newt was small. He himself just had a bad placental attachment. Lavender was big at birth, but then she was like the same size as Honey, so it wasn't a big deal. She wasn't like massive or anything. And while Honey did have larger teats than Lavender, I just thought it was the split of the sisters, that Honey took her sire's udder genetics and that Lavender probably took Tilly's udder genetics. So I just didn't catch this. I just can't believe that this happened. Like, what are the odds?
It's supposed to be like 1 in 1,000, right? So we're really special.
I know, I feel so bad because she's such a nice goat.
She is.
Lavender's won 2 grand championships, another first place, I think. Her owner, Charlie, has been working with her since she's been a baby, has trained her to walk really well and do really well in the show ring. You know, we get like a Tilly Finnick, really good combo.
Yeah.
And then she's just not gonna be able to really advance because you can't show after 2 years old if they're not in milk.
Yeah.
So she has to be in milk to be able to be continued to show, and that's not gonna ever happen.
Yeah,
so.
Can't get in milk.
Thanks for joining us in today's video. What a wild experience the last couple weeks have been as we've been trying to figure out what, you know, Lavender has, if she's a free martin or not. It turns out she was a free martin, which is just like nuts to me. But at least we solved that problem and we weren't like always wondering why she wouldn't get bred. So there you go. Hopefully we have a Wednesday kidding soon, like any minute, but so far nothing today. Actually, this is the night before I post it, so nothing today on Sunday. Maybe something tomorrow, we'll see. In the meantime, if you want to go back and watch the video where Lavender was born, the full video of Tilly delivering her 1 set of triplets that she had and us trying to figure out why Newt was small back then 2 years ago, you can go ahead and click here.